what I love, is my passion, is my joy, is to let people know that you have as much power in you as your physical self. To be a strong person means that you're balanced, that you're inside, you understand that your inside is the most important part of you, the spirit. That is God living in you. And so that's my passion, that's my work. And in working with that, my abundance flowed because I said, okay, so people need what? They have lectures, good, I do that. I do readings, good. Some people may not want to be involved in going another step and doing a ritual, but they will take something like a wash that I prepare with herbs that I've studied for years and I've mastered what it is that it does and what it is it does not do, and I package it and I sell it. So what am I doing? I'm still grounding you in spirit, but I'm allowing my wealth to flow through you. But you become wealthy yourself, because if you're balanced with the herbs that I gave you to balance you, then you are creating the energy of abundance. You're creating a vacuum that you can just suck abundance in. So when you go in your job and you use one of my banishing wash or my banishing soap or my abundance wash, you are walking into that place that nothing that anyone says is going to make you feel less than who you really are. And you walk in there and if people are racist or people are sexist or people are whatever, none of them have more power than you. And so you center yourself with your wash and you spritz your wash around you to create a barrier of protection for you, that you are the one that is called for the raid. You're the one that's going to be the head supervisor. So me just working on the earth, I am doing my work. I'm doing my work in connecting you to spirit. But at the same time, I'm creating an abundance for you. Therefore, it becomes an abundance for me. And the more people that I have serviced, the more cost-effective it could be, because then I have a number of people that will promote it. I do the scrub, the essential scrub. Everybody likes the scrub because they want to be happy. When you're happy, you're in peace, and you're in connected to abundance. That's why the scrub works, because it shifts your energy of feeling fear to feeling that you are like Oshun. You are the flowing river. You can walk into your job, and your boss is going to be just like all over you. That's why people love it, because it creates abundance. It creates the energy of knowing, I know I am the it, and whatever I want, I can get it. Well, then you use those things to balance you, and from that, the abundance is going to flow. So if it's a job that you have, a job just above broke, then you have to create it so that of all of the people in that job, you are the most abundant in that you are the one that is required for the job that is going to ultimately give you the top position. Does that make any sense?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It definitely does. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to have to stop for a commercial break. We're a little bit late, but we're going to go ahead and put this in here, and then we'll come back and do some more.
Thank you to the following OORadio sponsors. Araba Ifayemi Elebuibon. Araba Elebuibon is available for spiritual divinations, initiation ceremonies, and more. For more information, please go to www.arabaelebuibon.com. Roots and Rooted, for those who love traditional African religions. For more information, please go to www.rootsandrooted.org. Alma Abatala Egbe's 14th Annual International Orisha Conference, October 28th through 30th, 2011, at the Hudson Valley Resort and Spa. For more information, please go to almaabatalaegbe.org. BlackLoveAndMarriage.com. Stop playing. Start pushing. For more information, please go to BlackLoveAndMarriage.com.
And we are back from our commercial break. Also, please sign up for our Yoruba culture and religion classes. We have a language and a song class this weekend. It's a a two-part language class and a 4-part Orisha song class where you will learn the songs, the tunes, and many of the excuse me. Oh, many of the translations of the song. Sorry about that. We're going to go to a song, and then we'll be right back.
ọjọ́ ẹni bá kú ọmọ ẹni lòrì láti tètúmọ̀ ẹni kí ló wá dé àníkẹ́ ẹ sọ báwọn obìnrin ìwòyí kí wọ́n ó yé fèèyàn kúkúrú sáwọ́ ẹni tó gùn níbi tẹ́ ẹ bá gbé fèèyàn kúkúrú sáwọ́ ẹni tó gùn àwọ̀ àmọ́ fọ́ àwọ̀ àmọ́ ya. Èèyàn kúkúrú sì ni ìyàwó nígbà tí wọ́n bímọ kalẹ̀ ó kò gbọ̀nàgbọ̀nà. Ìyẹ́bí wá ń fi yín léèrè níbo lọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n wá o. Ni wọ́n ní lọ́dọ̀ àwọn obìnrin làwọn gbé ti ya. Nítorí obìnrin kóbìnrin òun ni ọ̀jọ́ mẹ́ni ó jọ ni. Bí wọ́n ní bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀sùn yìí á béèrè wò.
Hello?
We are back from our commercial break. We're on the line with Iyalode Yeyefini Efunbolade. We are talking about spirituality and financial wealth. Iyalode, we have another person on the line, so we're going to go ahead and pull them in. Uh-oh. They're not on the line anymore. Okay, I want you to go ahead and continue on what you were talking about in spirituality and wealth, and go ahead and make your next point that you wanted to go into.
Okay, one of the things that I wanted to talk about also is how do we consider ourselves wealthy? Do we think that because an individual is wealthy, that the community around them doesn't matter. And how is it that we are able to be a voice or a support of making change in our community? Because if you have wealth and everybody else around you does not, that does not make you abundantly blessed. That does not make you wealthy. It may have you, right? Because if everything around you is decaying and falling apart, then your wealth is just a matter of time. It's just like when you mean it's someone that I missed my thought because I looked at the web thing on the internet. And so it's very important for us to recognize that what's going on in our cities is that the communities that we live in, we have to get more involved in understanding what is it and who is controlling what's happening in our community. If our communities are run down and, and we're not getting the services that we need, if our schools are not meeting the needs of our children, if the things that we depend on, if we don't have the proper type of grocery stores in our communities, and that, whose responsibility is it? And is that part of your reality of wealth and abundance? That's your responsibility, because abundance is not going to be something that is just yours and it just comes to you. It's going to filter down. It's just like when you buy a home, and if people don't take care of it, the value of it is going to decrease. And so for you to have abundance, then you have to know that it's abundance based on everyone pulling from the fact that we have the ability. And so we have a responsibility now to then use the different political involvement that we have. And I'm not saying here to promote anything that has to do with politics or whatever, but politics is important, because for the 9 Souls chapter that I learned in Oyechunjin that I have in my book, Household Guide for Yoruba Spiritual Wellness, it talks about the importance of us understanding that we have different types of souls that make us up. And so if we have 9 souls or 9 chakra points or 9 centers that we connect to, we have a national soul, we have a universal soul, we have a racial soul, we have a cultural soul, we have a familial soul, we have a political soul. And so these are all of the things. We cannot live in a vacuum. We cannot live. We have to understand that when you understand the power of Orisha or Batala or the universe or the source, you know that everything is interdependent and interconnected. And so for you to have wealth, it means that everyone else is going to have wealth. And if you don't have wealth, nobody really has wealth, because somebody else is controlling it, and any minute it could leave you. And so if you are going to be looking at what is your responsibility to your racial soul, you have to understand that, well, to do that, it has to be the aspect that teaches you the importance of the differences in who you are and who the other surrounding groups are. And if you know that if you look in your community and in the African-American community and in the Latino community, the schools are not up to par. There are grocery stores that are not we don't get involved enough in what is going on around us in the real world. And so you can say you're looking for money to pay a bill, or you're really getting involved and using the powers that you have to make a difference. We have to have community activism. You have to search in your community for something that connects and that can support some of the ideals and the values that you have about where you're going to live. That creates wealth. Because if your children do not believe or do not see a community that's going to support their dreams, then you're not wealthy. You're not wealthy. Your children are losing hope. Then they're not going to invest in your community. So we'll just be a people that are marginalized because we continue to move whenever our community feels or looks depleted. And we create these things by not getting involved. And like I said, I'm not speaking here from a political perspective, but I'm speaking here from a spiritual perspective. Because if you are a spiritual being and your everything that you do is connected to each other, then your responsibility, you owe it to yourself to have some self-worth. And so if you have an understanding that